You know the feeling. You're running in circles, checking off tasks, juggling work and side projects, but the reward always stays just out of reach. You put in exhausting hours, yet you remain stuck in the exact same place. The standard advice is to push harder, but there is an alternative. In Japan, they use a concept called kaizen, which translates directly to continuous improvement. Hustle culture tells you success requires burning yourself out through endless grinding. Kaizen takes the opposite approach. It focuses on doing the right things, in the right way, little by little, so you work smarter instead of just harder. To put this into practice today, you need to build your own system. Grab a pen and a piece of paper, or open a blank digital note on your phone right now. By the time we finish this list, you will stop relying on sudden bursts of motivation. Instead, you'll have a concrete, personalized system designed to guarantee daily progress.
Let's start building your action plan. Our first focus is establishing a 1% win. At the top of your page, write down Step 1, my 1% win. Underneath that, define one incredibly small action to take today toward your primary goal. The instinct is to set a massive target, like committing to a strict 2-hour daily routine. That ambition is exactly why most people abandon their goals by day 3. You need to shrink your target. If your goal is to get fit, your 1% win isn't an hour-long workout. It is doing exactly 5 push-ups. Reducing the target to a few seconds of work bypasses the mental friction that usually triggers procrastination. By setting a barrier this low, the act of starting requires less effort than the act of justifying a delay. This diagram shows a progress bar tracking tiny additions over time. It operates just like accumulating experience points in a video game. You don't jump to the final level in one leap. You build massive results by stacking thousands of these microscopic actions. Deploying an embarrassingly small daily action removes the friction of starting. It eliminates burnout entirely and ensures you maintain consistent, long-term momentum. Defining your task is only half the equation. Now we have to define exactly when you will do it. Go back to your document and write, Step 2, my discipline trigger. A discipline trigger anchors your microhabit to an existing routine you already do every single day. For example, your trigger statement could be, after pouring my morning coffee, I'll do 5 push-ups. Motivation is fragile because it depends entirely on your mood. An environmental trigger removes decision-making, meaning the action happens whether you feel motivated or not. Elite martial artists train this exact same way. They reach mastery through the mundane repetition of basic forms over an extended period of time. This designed architectural system of triggers automates forward action. It moves the burden of progress away from your willpower and places it onto your environment. Even with perfect triggers, there will be days where you miss your target. We need a mechanism for when the system inevitably breaks down. On your document, write Step 3, the failure reframe. Then divide it into 2 columns, one for the failure and one for the lesson. Right now, log one specific failure you experienced this past week. Then immediately review it and extract one actionable lesson from that event. This aligns with a core Japanese operating principle. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. You adapt, you adjust, and you keep moving. This diagram illustrates how failure functions as a mechanical signal. Encountering a breakdown in your system reveals exactly where you've reached a current limit, providing the data needed to push that boundary further. By systematically logging your mistakes in this chart, you strip away their emotional weight. You transform what feels like a defeat into a high-value strategic data point. With the framework for your new habits built, we need to clear your path. Step 4 shifts our focus from adding behaviors to aggressively removing friction. Add Step 4, the clutter cut, to your page. I want you to identify precisely one daily distraction you are going to eliminate today. Success doesn't come from cramming more tasks into your schedule. That constant noise actively dilutes your cognitive focus and blocks you from executing meaningful work. Your clutter cut needs to be highly specific. It could be deleting a social media application from your phone during working hours or committing to ignore your email inbox until noon. This is the practical application of minimalism. It forces you to fiercely protect your attention, proving that reducing your daily friction directly accelerates your ability to execute. Take a look at your completed document. With this plan in hand,
You are no longer stuck running on the exhausting hustle culture treadmill. You now have a fully functional system, a micro improvement that guarantees progress, an execution trigger that automates action, a failure processing log to capture data, and a target distraction eliminated from your day. So here is my challenge to you. The exact moment this video ends, go execute your specific 1% win. But there is still one major threat to your new system. It is the perfection trap, a psychological hurdle that causes total paralysis by demanding flawless execution every time. To make sure your Kaizen action plan survives contact with reality, you need to dismantle that perfectionism. Click the video on your screen right now to break free and keep making real progress.